Okay. Is it possible for WWE to actually come up with a very unique and, oh, how do I put it, intriguing storyline that might keep people guessing? The answer is yes. They are capable, but lately they haven't shown it. However, I was watching Pro Wrestling Unlimited's latest video, where they gave us an update on the recent call-ups from NXT of Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Ruby Riott, Sarah Logan, and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan. And one thing he reported on was something that Brian Alvarez had said in his recent podcast. Alvarez had pointed out that this could be something more. There could be something more to this. Now, he reported from the source that he's heard, depending on if you believe Alvarez or not, but Alvarez apparently has heard that one of the plans being discussed or thought out when it comes to this similar debuting, returning kind of thing, well, return debut for Paige and debut for Deville, Rose, Riott, Logan, and Morgan, that, and I'm going to read it right here from Ringside News. And this is what Alvarez says. This is what Alvarez says in his recent podcast. This is what Pro Wrestling Unlimited reported in the video. Alvarez says, and I quote, and he did this on his podcast, the Brian and Vinny Show, that he heard there was an idea pitched that would reveal Paige was behind the beatdown on both shows. And this is what Alvarez said, and I quote, "I don't know if this is going to happen, but I heard that one of the ideas they had was that it would come out that Paige was behind both invasions. How they would do that, I have no idea, because there's a Raw brand and SmackDown Live brand. And it doesn't make any sense if they're not doing the inter-brand stuff except during Survivor Series. It would make sense for the angle to be exactly the same if Paige were behind it." Again, he mentions the idea being thrown around, or was being thrown around, still is possibly, that Paige is behind this. But he also says how they would do that, he doesn't know, because both Raw and SmackDown are separate brands. And it doesn't make any sense if they're not doing the interbrand stuff except during Survivor Series. It would make sense for this angle to be exactly the same if Paige were behind it. So Alvarez is basically saying that there is a possibility that the idea being floated around, possibly the only idea we've heard so far, from a source I guess he's heard, that he's gotten it from, that Paige is going to be revealed to be behind both. But why? If Paige is on Raw and not SmackDown, then what's the point? Unless, like they talked about on the video, PWU reported on the video, unless it's revealed that Paige anointed Riott as being the leader of the SmackDown crew while she leads the Raw crew. I guess it would make sense, maybe. I'm not really sure. Again, I'm not really sure if that's the case. But it would make sense. That's in some way or something. I don't really know. again, I don't really know exactly what sense it would make. Again, I don't know exactly what sense it would make for. Again, it sounds like they're just trying to think of some kind of answer because, you know, this is proof right here, now that I'm thinking about it, that WWE does get you questioning and wondering. But, you know, it makes you wonder, you know, like Alvarez said, how they would do this if there's no inter-branding, except during Survivor Series and special other events like Money in the Bank. Unless, this is just something I'm throwing out there, unless it's revealed that Paige renewed her contract, and in the fine print it reveals that she can be on both brands. That would be something right there, because then it would make sense. But we don't really know yet. You know, there's got to be a reasoning for it. And if it does come out, if they do go the route of Paige being behind the whole thing, they got to have a reasoning as to why. Is it because maybe she's upset at the ladies that were part of the revolution when she was there, that they become hypocrites because now they're on Total Divas and stuff like that? Maybe she's upset that she's not on Total Divas. We don't know. We don't really know, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do here, because even right now as I'm recording this, it's making me curious. And I know Deluxe Man, OTR Central, Jeff Siegel, I know it's making you guys curious as to what direction they're going to go in. And whether or not you believe anything Brian Alvarez says, or you know, whether you believe it or you don't, he does bring up a good point. How are they going to address this when it's all said and done? You know, how are they going to address this situation? Like, they're both similar in tone, the attacks, the invasions, but why? You know, what's the purpose behind it? What, to make an impact, to make a statement, and then go your separate ways? Is there some kind of collusion? Some kind of correlation? Like, is there some kind of alliance between both groups from both brands? Is there some kind of coalition, if you will? Is there some kind of... who knows? Again, right now, WWE, I will admit, is doing a good job in making people like even Alvarez and a few others guess of what direction they're going to go in. But if they go the route with Paige being behind the whole situation, they got to have a reason as to why. And my bet would be, if she's behind it, she's going to reveal that maybe she has a deal in her contract now that allows her to be on both brands. It's either going to be that's going to be part of it, or maybe the reveal is she's sick and tired of the women of the women's revolution being hypocrites because they're turning into what they originally were against, originally fought to dispose of, and that's divas. So, I don't know. I don't really know, but let me know what you guys think. What do you think, what direction do you think they're going to go in? Do you think they're going to go in a direction that reveals Paige is behind the whole thing? Or do you think maybe they'll go in a direction that shows that Paige has a deal that allows her to be on both brands? Thus makes her the ringleader of both groups? What do you think it could be? Let me know down below. Comment if you like. I'll talk to y'all later.